It's September 16, and this is, of course, the video log that takes 30,000 to a million. After I take you through the account, I want to talk about VIP shops, or VIP shops, whatever you want to call it. VIPS ticker. It's a Chinese retailer, so I have some opinions about the company, and if you want to hear about that, you can just skip forward until you see my face like this, all the way zoomed in, I guess. But in the meantime, I'm going to go through the account like I always do to show you where I'm at and my current positions. So here we go. I'm sitting at 171,000, a little bit over. Received a ton of dividends and actually quite a bit of options, liability depreciation here. I'm going to start up at the top here from the options. You'll see the ticker here, the price, strike price, whether it's a put or a call, expiration date, number of contracts, whether it's sell or buy. And on the right, you'll see in percentage terms and dollar terms, the daily change in liability. As you can see, there's quite a bit of green on the side of the options. So all this stuff is like, it's just like printing money. I mean, whenever liability gets erased, like it just, it makes me like warm inside, because this money is probably, unless there's a really big change in the price of the underlying stock, the underlying asset, right? This it's not coming back unless volatility spikes up or something crazy like that. So it feels good. Look at these EBIX calls are just printing like $130 from these 10 EBIX calls, and EBIX not going to 45, so that's like free money right there. What's not free though is watching this company go down and down in value. It's, in fact, I'm still losing on this company quite a bit. So as I scroll down here, I'm going to show you what my position in EBIX is. Even though I was up a little bit today, I'm actually down like, what is it, $6,974, 13.4%. Even though I'm winning so hard on the options so far, just from this round of options, I'm up almost $2,000. So you can subtract that from that 7K, so about 5K down. But I had another round of options before that, so that's like another $1,500. So all in all, I'm probably down about $3,500, $3,500 on this position. But I'm alright. I'm alright with it. I think I'm gonna keep making money with it. We'll see what happens. I don't want to make any hasty conclusions. The big hits, of course, are coming to my account from the side of the Chinese stocks. JD and Baba are not performing well as of late in the last week. You can see the performance of the account right here is down about $6,000 week over week, and then I still managed to be up on the month, $9,000. So I was quite a bit of a slump here due to Alibaba's rut all the way down to 150 or even below at one point, I thought. And hold on one sec, let me check the audio levels. Okay, I think I'm good. So these are my positions here. The plus sign here just means that the dividend is going to be reinvested. I just received the dividends. Speaking of printing money, I received a dividend from realty income that's going to be automatically reinvested of $57.27. And then Main Street's about $22. Let me just scroll back down here. Main Street's about $22. And also received a dividend from EBIX for $110. So there we go. That's the dividend report. If you're interested in the account tab, we'll click on the profile. They have this interesting display now of what part of my account is what, which is kind of cool, to be honest. Oh, I haven't actually clicked on this, but it's kind of cool though. It tells me, which companies are considered what in what bucket, and then I can click on it, and I can try to determine like what's going on. But this is the investment tab. This is the one that you're probably interested in. Total asset under management here in this Robinhood account is just under $230,000. A lot of that is margin, which is debt, a little bit over $57,000 of it. But I am thankfully in good standing. So that's that. It used to list the positions. I guess they changed quite a bit in here. Do I have to go to profile statements? I don't know. But it used to list the positions and it doesn't anymore. Maybe it's in the profile. Don't think so. It doesn't say my biggest like winners and losers anymore, does it? If anyone knows how to do it, just let me know and I'll do it in a future video or something. So next up, now that that's done, you see all my positions and you've seen my performance. I'm gonna go and speak about VIP shops, VIP shops. Now, this position was on my radar for a very long time. I've wanting to enter into it for a long time, but the thing is that prevented me from doing so is because it's just getting so outcompeted by the rest of the Chinese retailers that it's being left in the dust a little bit. And I'm afraid what happened to like Suning, or what is happening to Suning, is gonna probably happen to VIP shops too. But it's reached such valuations that it just can't be ignored anymore. Like, even if the company keeps decreasing in revenue and profitability for years to come, I will still get my money back that I've invested. Of course, if all the other elements of investing in China pan out to be okay, you know they don't get either delisted or China amends the rules somehow to make them, to prevent foreign investors from owning Chinese companies, or even through the VIE structure. But assuming that that's not an issue, the company is ridiculously undervalued, and I want to show you some of that, okay? So first of all, I want to just plagiarize from this article a little bit. I want to show you the revenue growth of the company. Now, although it's had a little bit of a flat line here between 2000 and the late 2017 and 2000 and early 2020, you can see very, very little growth in revenue. It's still growing in revenue, thanks to the unfortunate events in 2020. However, it's also been growing its profit margin. Now, where this profit margin is going to end up, we don't know. It looks like it's on the way down and it might continue to slump. But when I show you some of these other factors, you're just going to freak out. I mean, I freaked out. So that's why I entered into some put option contracts. I sold some puts and I even bought a call just in case things got really wild, which it doesn't look like they're going to get really wild. So I'm going to be losing money for a while probably. But these are the numbers here, and I should probably, let me unlock this and make it a little more full screen. Oh, okay. So a little bit easier to see here. All right, so on the left side, over here, you'll see the price to earnings ratio is 9.39, which is extremely low. Like, that's very, very low. And forward PE is 7.39, obviously extremely low as well. Now, price to sales is also extremely low, which is 0.5. And then they have no debt. They just basically have no debt. Other numbers worth noting here is the return on assets is 11.3%, which is quite high. Return on equity is 22%, which is quite high. Profit margin is 5.4, which is okay. I mean, it's high for a discount online retailer. Like, if you're really fighting on price and things like that, 5.7%, 5.4% profit margin is actually very respectable. Very respectable. Now, moving on here, the most mind-blowing of them all, of the numbers here, is this number right here, the cash per share. Cash per share is 4.3. So $4.3 out of the price of the share is in cash. Okay, that's what that means. For example, if you had a cash per share of 4.3 and the stock price was 100, then for every $100 of the value of the company, 4.3 of it is in cash. Okay, that's kind of how you can think of it. However, the stock price is not 100. It's actually 13.17. So about a third of this company's value is just in cash alone. So if you were to liquidate the company and this entire retail business is worth zero, they would still have a third of the company, namely, what are they, market cap 9 billion right now, namely $3 billion dollars in cash. Okay, I mean, that's how crazy it is, right? So unless the management squanders the money, which is entirely possible, has been done before, you will get $3 billion back if the company calls it quits today, right? Which is very impressive. But not only that, but they're profitable. They're not even losing money, right? They actually have an income of $1 billion as of right now. Like, that's, these numbers might be a little bit outdated. I don't know how old they are, but it gives you a general understanding. They're actually making $1 billion. And the insane part is, right, that if we subtract all that cash from the valuation of the company, so from 9 billion, one third is 3 billion, we're left with $6 billion. $6 billion with an income of 1 billion puts it at a PE of 6. Can you imagine a company with a PE of 6 that actually is growing revenue and albeit slowly, and there are some negative stats about it, but 6 PE with growing revenue and positive cash flow. That is very, very unheard of. Now, there are some negatives to VIPShops. That's what I want to call it. Let's take a look at it on Robinhood. Okay. So it's 13.2 right now. Let me see what you're looking at. Maybe I need to zoom it in a little bit. Perhaps. Alright. It's good enough. So it's 13.2. These are my contracts. 2 sells, $15 puts, and 1 call option bought at $30, which is, very unlikely to happen at this point. So I'm losing some money on it, but I will be entering a position pretty soon with about 200 shares. Now, that's not a mind-blowingly large position, but the thing is, like, it's just so attractive, it's hard to pass out, I started talking about the negatives of this position, and some of the negatives are that the price paid per customer has been actually steadily declining over the years. So where the average customers used to pay like 200 and something yuan, now they, it's slowly steadily declines, like 2 or 3 yuan per quarter, and now it's like at 170. So it's a very steadily declining trend, which is a bit worrisome. But they are trying to do some initiatives to see if they can improve their situation. Another worrying sign for the company is that they have been decreasing market share. They've been decreasing market share in the whole e-commerce online space to the other more fearsome competitors at play, namely Alibaba, Pinduoduo, and JD, of course. Now, I own Alibaba and JD in a much larger position, but VIP shops is just so attractive that I couldn't pass up but dip a little bit of capital into it. Now I might lose it all, but the risk reward at this point is just I think it's flipped the coin. It's flipped. It's on the other side. Now, let me know if some of this impressed you, some of these numbers impressed you, or let me know if you actually own VIP shops or know something about it that I should know, or any kind of useful information that's pertinent to this company. Um, I'll try to do these updates a little more often. I've been kind of busy the last few months, and I've only been doing updates once every week or 2 weeks, which is not as often as I want to do it. So, but if you want me to discuss something in the next video, just also let me know, or in the comments below. Okay. All right. That's it. Peace out.